What is up, my Canadian cousins, and welcome back. Yes, we're going to move to another cultural reaction, this time music once again. And if you watched my prior music reaction videos, they have tended to be with a view towards learning more about Canadian musicians that aren't as well known to Americans or are moderately well known, sort of like Gordon Lightfoot, I would say, is moderately known to Americans, but certainly not of the younger generations. And, you know, viewing these bands through the lens of Canadian culture and not just, you know, it's just some other band. You know, obviously, I learned about the Tragically Hip, and if you've watched my 2 videos about them, I've become a big fan. I love them. And yes, I will definitely do more. Somebody that I know recently suggested to me that I do band Silverstein, and I've never heard of them. So I think I'll be doing that next. But today I am looking at a band that is not only well known to Americans, is world famous, and it is the band Ruch. Why? Why would I do a Ruch reaction? Given that I already know them very well, and given that they're well known to the world. Why I want to look at this band through the new perspective of just looking at their Canadianness is to, you know, understand your culture better and to see what musical geniuses you've produced. You know, this band is widely recognized as one of the best musical trios in any kind of genre that you can come up with. You have, and they have interesting backstories. You know, you've got Geddy Lee, who is the singer, who is a unique talent all onto his own. He's got a unique voice. One of the best bass players that you can ever imagine, on top of, you know, playing keyboards with his feet while he's playing the bass and while he's singing. It's just musical genius, recognized as one of the best in his instruments. He is a Jewish immigrant with parents who were Holocaust survivors, growing up in a Toronto suburb, meeting Alex Lifeson, the guitar player, who is sometimes almost undervalued because of the 2 other musicians and how much they're recognized as the top of their game. But Alex Lifeson is just one of the best rock and roll guitarists there is, plain and simple. And he's the immigrant son. He's the son of immigrants from Eastern Europe. And Geddy and Alex have been friends, I think, since junior high school, growing up in Toronto suburbs. And then you have Neil Peart, who was not their original drummer, but has been almost from the beginning of their fame. And the professor is recognized as, you know, one of the best drummers of all time. And he is, in my view, as a amateur drummer. He is one of my favorite. And he also was the lyricist for the band, which is somewhat unusual. And I don't think he's actually college educated. I believe he dropped out of high school, but he is one of the most educated people you will find. I mean, sadly, he passed away a few years ago. Very interesting man, a very private man who had a lot of tragedy in his life. His college-age daughter, and I have a college-age daughter, I can't even fathom what this did to him, was killed in a car accident, and his wife died not that long afterwards. And he left the band and went on a motorcycle journey, solitary motorcycle journey through North and South America to find himself again, and did find his way back to music. And then tragically got brain cancer, I think the same kind that Gord Downie from the Tragically Hip had. But although Gord lived, you know, his last year or so publicly with the disease, Neil Peart is a very private individual, wrote songs about it. Limelight is about never feeling comfortable with fame and, you know, never really being all that approachable to fans. Not that he was not a nice man, he was an extremely nice man, but, you know, one of his lyrics from that song was, "I can't pretend a stranger is a long-awaited friend." And that just speaks to sort of his modesty, his shyness, but he was a genius in so many respects. And his lyrics were very complex, very much based in his self-education, one of the most well-read people you will ever know. And so his lyrics draw from literature, draw from science fiction, draw from the classics, draw from all of these things. And I could play an example of one of their famous songs. I'm not gonna do that. I mean, famous for the casual fan. Certainly, a Rush fan will know this song among many others, and there's more obscure songs than this. But I'm going to start with the Trees. I want to look at it. It does showcase, of course, the band's musicality, which is one of the reasons why they are a world-renowned progressive rock band that lasted all the decades that it did. But I like the lyrics too. I like Neil Peart's lyrics in this, and it's an allegory for social injustice. So let's listen to the Trees, my friends. I've spoken way long enough. Let's get to the music, and I will see you, my friends, on the flip side. Yes, I will have to pause so this doesn't get blocked. Okay, so I will see you on the flip side and intermittently during the video. Take care.
There is unrest in the forest, there is trouble with the trees, for the maples want more sunlight and the oaks ignore their plea.
Okay, so obviously, if you're listening to the lyrics, you're getting it, right? In the world of the forest, the maples are feeling they're not getting enough sunlight. The oaks are at the top of the societal food chain, so to speak, and are not sharing. And what is going to happen when that continues? It's like income inequality. It's like social injustice.
In the forest, and the creatures all have fled as the maples scream oppression, and the oaks just shake their heads.
Let's also just take a moment to recognize that all the sound is coming from three people and how the percussion is melodic. It's not just rhythmic. was too early. Brilliant. I don't want to pause. Don't want to get it blocked. I just love this. I mean, the instrumental part of this is now that I'm reacting to it and I'm aware that I'm discussing it in a educational sense. I think that the instrumental part was longer than I remembered. But let's continue, my friends.
So the maples from the union and demanded equal rights. The oaks are just too greedy. We will make them give us light. Now there's no more road oppression, for they passed the noble law. And the trees are all kept equal by hatchet, axe, and saw.
The oppression of the oaks, depriving the maples of light. Ultimately, they fight back against the oppression with hammer, axe, and saw. The chimes. Oh, I should have waited a second to pause. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed that. And if you're not a Rush fan, maybe this will help make you one. But their impact on the world of rock and roll and music in general is just hard to overstate. This was from the album Hemispheres, and I have this vinyl. I've shown my vinyl before, and I said vinyls, and I was corrected by one of you that my grammar was incorrect and that the plural of vinyl is vinyl, which is quite right. However, when you're talking about records, it's kind of one of those common usage things that are wrong, but yet is sort of forgiven, I hope. So in any case, by the way, my 7-year-old daughter, every time I break this out, laughs at it. I think you probably can see why a 7-year-old would think this is funny. All right, my friends. Look, Neil Peart is very, very much missed by the band, by all of the Rush fans around the world, and I'm sure by their home nation of Canada. I did want to mention that the song, there's amazing, and I might do this video at one point of a crowd in Brazil reacting, watching the song in a concert, YYZ live, which is just purely instrumental, and they're just going nuts. I mean, the place is rocking like you can never imagine. I wish I was there. And yes, if you noticed, I said YYZ instead of Z, like most of my American friends would say, and I said most of my life, but I do know from watching, I do know that Canadians pronounce it the British way, Z, and we say Z. But they're Canadian, and they wrote the song, and they named the song, so it's YYZ. And I do also understand that song is the YYZ is the international sign for the Toronto International Airport, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like LAX for LA or JFK, New York. And at the beginning of it, if you know the song, there's sort of Neil Peart is playing on a type of chime. He's playing the Morse code, YYZ. Anyway, my friends, all right. Hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I will never get bored of this band, and if you'd like to recommend Canadian musical artists or other cultural things that I should react to, art, theater, whatever, I'm always looking for material, and I will see you soon. Take care, my friends.